Hey guys, on today's show, I'm going to talk about some news regarding Lords of Vegas.
We got updated news on Geekway to the West.
We'll talk about a game coming to Kickstarter called Paleo Vet.
Between us, we played over 20 games this last 2 weeks that we have to talk about.
And our super exciting topic this week is our New Year's resolutions. So,
Board game related.
board game related
What does that mean?
specifically. Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Spencer.
I'm Dan.
This is the Board Game Rundown. Could they hear you? This is Dan, in case you couldn't hear him.
Dan.
Today, we are going
Volume
to
control.
talk about some games we played. We are going to talk about some news, a little bit of crowdfunding, and then our topic, New Year's resolutions. This is the first show of the new year, so we've got some board game related New Year's resolutions. Right? Make a correction?
Kind of.
So, before we
less
get into games we played, Bob, what should everybody do?
Make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell underneath so you get notifications when all of our videos are coming out. We're changing our format a little bit. We'll still be releasing things on Wednesdays and throughout the week too. Yeah. But make sure you have that bell rung so you know, because you got to be in the know.
That's it. That's it. All right.
Because you're not in the know.
Then you don't know.
I was just hoping someone would finish. I had nowhere to go with that.
What is it?
All right. So let's go into games we played. We had a week off.
Yeah.
I did not play a ton of games.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like all family stuff. Opportunities did not arise. I did get some games played, but I'll let you guys go first.
Okay.
And then we will.
I want to mention something really quick because it's not board game, but this is just huge for us. We got Bob to play Dead by Daylight.
Yay!
I need to get back
It
in.
happens.
Yeah. We gave up on you because you don't even check the
chat.
You don't
I
check
know.
Discord, which we use. You don't check Facebook Messenger, which
I
we
haven't
use.
opened my Discord in like
Exactly.
a week.
Yeah.
But we got Bob to play, and
Yeah.
while it's not like his exact favorite game or anything,
He had a good
was-
time.
He was
I had fun.
laughing.
I had
Yeah,
fun.
We had a
Yeah,
good time.
yeah.
But,
Again, I think just like board games, when you're playing a game like that, if you've got a fun group, you're going to have a good
Right.
time. Doesn't even matter if you stink at it. I was having a terrible night. I still had a good time.
Right.
So, anyways,
Anyway, out of the way.
games we played.
That's funny. Games we played.
Yeah.
I have so many. Okay.
Just bust through 'em.
I was given by Tim a couple games, so I was able to play Chronicles of Crime a couple times.
We'll
I
be
played,
reviewing that soon.
Yeah, I played the tutorial twice, I think, because of two different groups, and then I played the first full one with a group. And it's a fun game. It's a cooperative deduction game using QR code phone app dependent kind of game.
A little bit of VR.
Yeah, VR is probably the coolest part. It really blows people's minds when you do it. I do find that it's a weird game because you either want like a big group where you're just like kind of having a crazy time throwing on TV, or like solo, right? Because it's definitely a game where
It'll be
like,
tough.
yeah, but like also it's a game where like one person has the phone, they're kind of doing everything while everyone else is just kind of thinking, and then you kind of hand the phone to them, and then they're doing all the stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I would
always
say
had,
like
like-
3 players is kind of ideal
Yeah.
for a game
Sure.
like that.
I liked like one person being on the phone and just calling things out, and you got one person at the cards pulling all
Yeah.
those things out. I see this, I see this, I see this, I see this, and they're just taking all the cards.
Sure,
and
it's just
setting
then the
them
second
aside.
that's done, the person with the phone scans all the cards, and they're in control for everything again, right? Like it's just a weird feeling game, but it's very fun.
Yeah.
Yep. Lucky
All right,
Duck
sounds
Games.
fun.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah. Well, I
Sure.
played. I taught my daughter how to play Scythe.
Nice.
Oh wow!
Well, started to teach my daughter how to play Scythe.
Don't you have My Little
I was
Scythe?
gonna say,
Did
there's My
skip
Little
My Little
Scythe.
Scythe?
No, I did teach her how to play My Little Scythe, but that
Okay.
was like a year and a half ago.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
But
Well,
I
then
just
screw it.
got.
throw her in the deep end.
Well, the
Trial by fire.
reason is I just got every single expansion for it for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
I want to be able to play them, and I
Sure.
need someone to play them with.
Sure.
And my wife doesn't like those kinds of games, so my daughter will play anything I want. So
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
you
taught
go.
Or you'll
her-
ground her.
Daddy better win.
Right?
This
Can I
time.
have a sleepover? Play this game and don't win.
Exactly. If you don't know, it's really a worker placement game.
Yep.
Very popular.
Resource
Selection,
management. There's a veneer of combat over it, but not really. I mean,
Yeah.
there's kind of combat, but
Maybe in the expansion.
If you're-
More
if you're
action selection
Germany.
than worker
yeah,
placement.
yeah. There you go.
Definitely.
It's definitely,
And,
action selection.
And it has the expansions, which I obviously haven't gotten
So
into
many.
yet. You have like airships on one of
Airships are
them, and
cool.
you've got this cool campaign mode. I think that's Rise of Fenris.
Yep, it's
And
very
there's
cool.
the two extra
Factions.
factions. So I'm very much looking forward to trying that
I
out.
only have everything that came with the very first Kickstarter.
Yeah, I got all the stuff. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. But the thing is, I'm 2/3 of the way through the.
Yeah, Fenris.
Yes.
Yeah,
And you're
and-
doing too well, so nobody wants to play with you anymore.
Exactly. Exactly. I know.
Play nicer.
This is how I feel bad.
Hey, they voted for war. I gave it to them, and they weren't happy about it.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
I do understand the fact that they probably regretted that
They
decision.
do. Yeah.
Okay, so Scythe, what do you got?
So most of my beginning games were at Christmas time, so
Yeah.
it was with my family. Just one.
Yeah.
They loved
Okay,
it.
Just
Yeah,
One.
introduced them to that.
Yeah,
It was a great game. I'm going to rip through another one. We played Blank Slate,
Yep.
which is funny because I asked for it for Christmas, and I got it for my niece because I knew she would enjoy
Nice.
it, and we loved it. Played the
Yeah, I
the
played
pieces
that
out of
too.
Similar feeling, right?
Yeah, it was somewhat similar feeling, yeah, a little bit.
Different enough.
Different
but
enough, yep. Should I rip through another one? Keep going?
Oh, we got tons of them.
All right,
Yeah.
Shipwreck Arcana. Right?
I've also
we
played.
also played Shipwreck Arcana.
I played it like 6 times.
Yeah, I played a bunch, taught a bunch of different people.
So
yeah.
recount each.
So the first game,
Painstaking detail.
It's a great deduction game by Meramorph Games. They're a small company, 2 to 5 players. You can get on their own website to get it. I'm not sure I've seen
Pure
it in
co-op
stores.
deduction. Did you
I
say
haven't
that?
Yeah,
stores
pure
yet.
co-op deduction. It's fantastic. I love it's just numbers. You're trying to get people to figure out like what number you've got left behind. You're pulling. It's.
I actually taught Spencer, and
Okay.
it's amazing that it's something we were talking about afterwards because I wasn't sure how he felt the first half, and then it really seemed like it kicked into gear the second half
The
for
second
him.
he really needed. a little
And
bit.
because it's a game that like seems so simple, but then you're like, why is it so crunchy?
Yeah.
You
I
know,
think
and
the
it
problem we
it
had
feels
is,
really good.
the cards that we got laid out didn't really. I mean, they're like you can always play on these two, so I'm like, it doesn't help that much.
Right. Oh, this is the only one I
The
can play on.
combos of numbers we had and the 4
Exactly.
cards that were out made the opening very hard and slow. But we
Yes.
came back and we
But
won.
we did
it was
come back.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Cool.
Right on.
Then for my, I got one of my nieces, Taverns of Tiefenthal.
Yeah.
They really enjoyed that.
One
That
of
was a
my
good
all-time
game.
favorites.
Great game.
Yeah. Schmidt-Spiel games, 2 to 4 players, dice drafting, action selection.
Is that Wolfgang
Yeah.
Warsch?
Yes, it is. Yep. He's our buddy. Yeah.
Wolfgang Wusch.
And then probably the best game of the night. Well, I say the best game of the night. We had the most fun. They were laughing. My mom literally had to run go pee because she was laughing so hard.
Oh.
Telestration.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good
so,
one.
Yeah, we
It's
played
an
great.
oldie,
So
but a goodie.
my mom, God bless her, English is her second language. Okay, so spelling she's not great at. Right. Oh my gosh. So like the word was suit. She wrote sweet, right? She put the E on the end,
nice.
right? So
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
okay, how do
That's
I
the
draw?
Europeans.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess. But yeah, so many times like her
Oh,
handwriting was
no.
awful, her drawings were terrible,
so
her
good.
spelling was atrocious.
Your
I was just
poor
like, oh
mother.
my God, I know. But we were laughing so hard. Plus, my niece is like almost 21, so you know it's
Okay.
Christmas. My sister was letting her have a couple drinks.
Oh, sure.
Her face was so red. She was laughing so hard. My mom, because having to run to go to the bathroom, we had such a great time.
That's
cracking
awesome.
up. Yeah,
That's
it
so
was
what
good.
games
Great
are for.
time.
Yeah.
It was
No,
great-
that's the
great
best.
Christmas time.
Yeah.
That is the
Great
best.
time.
I mean, as it sounds, basically telephone with drawings.
Telephone
And
with
just
drawings. It's
fantastic.
like you write down a phrase, somebody else draws it. Then they have to write down what they think they drew, and all the way around. And we had
So good.
7 of us, so by the time it got all the way around, nothing
Oh, it's
was
a
the same.
Definitely one of the best big group party games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like just one is good with like basically any player count.
Sure.
But like if you got like, we got like this weird 7-player kind of thing, like, oh man, Telestration.
Yeah, and you there's a party pack that plays up to 12.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
biggest-
how that would work on to 12.
Oh, it's
yeah.
great.
But
It's the same thing, but bigger circle.
the biggest knock I want to say, if you do end up getting that, their markers are not great. So make sure you buy a secondary pack of dry
Yeah.
erase markers. Otherwise, it's like you're sharing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Or
That's
just
true.
buy a copy of Mind Management.
Yeah,
And just use those markers for
every other
everything
game.
because they're
Yeah, there you go.
incredible.
And, you know, play my management, too, because it's fantastic.
But that was my Christmas game. So I'll let you guys do some more. For
Okay,
Christmas.
some more Christmas games for me. I also borrowed Chronicles of Crime. I also borrowed Paranormal Detectives because I'd never played that, and I was able to play it a few times. And the differences were pretty interesting because the first one I was the ghost, and I had like the easiest thing ever. I
So in
mean,
Paranormal Detectives, you're trying to get everybody to guess how you died, who killed you,
Yep.
and like where you
Where was
died,
it?
yes.
maybe.
Yeah, there's
Like
5.
reverse clue.
Who, what, where,
yeah.
when, and how. I
Yeah,
think-
Yeah, something like that.
it's
Something like
literally all those. Yeah.
Yeah.
What weapon?
Sure.
Is one of them. But yeah, and
Yeah.
you're having to give them clues by they're playing cards that say like use the strings, use the spearboard, you draw them with
on
my
somebody's
hand,
back. Yeah.
and you're manipulating them and the pieces of the board, and you can't talk unless something tells you can and stuff. And even when you can talk, it's like noise and stuff, no words, right? But and the people are making guesses, and they can make multiple guesses, and you tell them how many they have right and stuff, and basically if someone gets it completely right within their 2 guesses that I think they're allowed, then you and them win. If no one gets it fully right, then whoever had the most guesses correct earliest wins and the ghost loses. So they win alone. And it was interesting. It has that kind of Mysterium vibe, right? Kind of thing going on. Way more streamlined and everything, right?
Yes.
Do you know how old it is?
3 years old, maybe?
Oh, what
Lucky Duck games.
I was saying
It's
though
not
was
that
it was
old.
interesting because I was the ghost first, and like it was so easy, and then we played immediately again, and my brother was the ghost. And his was so much more complicated. There was like this like emotional relationship and thing involved with him, and the way that the death happened was like so obscure compared
And
to
there's
like
a stack of
Right,
like death
right.
cards, and there's like how the body is even found, like the positioning the
and
body
where the
found
wounds
matter.
are and everything. Like mine was literally like I was stabbed in the park during a
Oh,
robbery.
Sure.
And like the first card they played was like mime it. You have 3 seconds to mime it. So I was like. And stuff, and they were just like, okay, robbery and knife. like it was so easy.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Paranormal Detectives, just a fun little game.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty good.
Sounds
yeah.
familiar. I may have played it once like 3 years ago.
Was that it for Christmas? Technically, this was Christmas, but yeah, I'll just talk about it now. So I finally got for Christmas. Tim also got it for Christmas, but
Yeah,
I
but I haven't played mine yet.
Yeah, because Tim doesn't play games. But I finally got the Search for Planet X. I've been wanting it for a long time. It's by Renegade, I believe.
Yes, Renegade Games.
And it is a pure deduction.
Co-op.
No,
Straight
it's
co-op?
not.
Oh, it's
No,
not
no,
co-op.
not co-op at
No,
all.
okay,
You're kind of accidentally helping each other,
Oh,
but
yeah, okay.
it's a straight deduction game. I honestly think it gives kind of Sudoku vibes because you have this map behind your shield basically, and if you're playing on the normal mode, there are 12 sections. So a circle of space is split into 12 sections, and another app-driven game needs the app, and everyone runs the app on their phone. And on your turn, you take actions that take time, and your telescopes rotate around the board, and the Earth rotation always keeps up with whoever the last place is. So the Earth is rotating, and due to the Earth rotating, you can only see a certain section of space at that time, right? So you can only look, okay, we can only see in this quadrant of space because of what time of year it is and stuff, right? And basically at the beginning of the game, it randomizes where, so there's like, it'll tell you on your cheat sheet, there are 2 comets, there are 4 asteroids, there are this many empty spaces, and there's 1 planet X. And you're using deduction by, so as an action, you could say, I want to know how many asteroids are between section 4 and 8. And so you type that into your app, depending on how big a section you check. It takes a certain amount of time, right? So it's, again, the kind of game to where, so if I take 4 time actions, Tim can take 2 time actions before I get to go again. That kind of game,
I like that
right?
kind of mechanic.
Yeah, I love that
Australia
mechanic.
uses that. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, and then
Password.
it's just the first person to find not only Planet X, but they did something very clever here. Also, the 2 things next to it, so you can't just randomly guess. Like you have to be able to deduce
Like
it
properly
and what's
identify
next to
it. Yeah.
Yeah, my one drawback with that was when I played it, one of the times at the beginning it gives everyone a single clue.
Well, it depends on what difficulty you play on. Like if you play on the normal difficulty, it suggests you get 8 clues.
8 clues? I had 1 clue.
Yeah, you're playing on the hardest difficulty.
No
Bad
wonder
move.
It was bad. But the thing is, at a certain point in the
Who
game,
did you play that with?
Jonathan. And
Okay.
a few
Boy.
others.
Well, good thing Bob wasn't there. Bob would not have been happy.
There were, and at certain points of the game, you get more clues. Everyone gets these other clues.
Yeah.
The clue I got was the very first one that everyone got. We're like, well, what the heck?
Oh, that is weird.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
And so I got crushed.
That's the one negative I kind of have about the game is it does seem those beginning clues are huge. So like it might just feel like your starter clues were just better than mine. And so I had to do a harder deduction job. I can still win, but it's putting the pieces together is definitely a bit more complicated for me. That's not set in stone. I've played the game like 4 times now or something. So I'm not 100% on that, but that's what it feels like.
Sure.
But anyway,
Okay,
that's
okay.
enough. I can't wait to get
It's a good game.
these guys to play it and stuff. I want to...
Yeah. No, like it was funny because I had it like on my wish list because I figured like, okay, Dan is so excited about this game.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
love
probably
Sudokus.
well, I like deduction games, and stuff. And so it's like, okay, well, this sounds like a game I like. And it was just funny we both got it for Christmas.
Right.
But then the nice thing was it's like, well, the odds are one of us will have learned how to play it by the time we can sit down and play it for a review.
Yeah.
So the learning then will be like,
yeah, could
So-
probably teach it pretty easily. Now, I guess I should point out really quick, by the way, last thing, because it might not make sense. I haven't explained it fully. The reason why I keep saying I like Sudokus and it's like Sudokus is because everything has rules built into the game. So Planet X cannot be next to an asteroid.
Okay.
There will be at least 1 comet adjacent to 2 of these. There will be this, and you having to. That's
like a
where all the
cryptid kind of.
exactly.
That's what the
It is
clues are,
deeper
yeah.
cryptid. 100% is what. Like I tell people, it's deeper cryptid, and then I say, but also, do you like Sudokus? Because it kind of has those 2 things
Never
going
even
It
on.
played
also
Cryptid
has
yet.
this
I didn't
betting
play that.
mechanic where you can
Oh.
say, I bet that this thing here is a comet, like early, and then the further out you were when you made that bet, the more points you get if you're correct. It was a little weird. But
The thing
I
with
didn't
that
like
is
that one
it gets
so
you
much.
bonus points, but also if you're correct or if you're wrong, it tells everyone,
it
at, the
tells
table,
everyone at the table
so
what it
you're
is.
giving other people information for potential bonus points, right? But
yeah, I didn't really
I
like
like
that
it.
much. But
honestly, I don't know if you don't. It's not. However, further out you were, you get bonus points or whatever.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
It was a little while
it's-
since I
anyway.
played it.
So long conversation, but that's because it's a brand new game, and I'm looking forward to getting it played and reviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Sweet.
We also- we had
Christmas
New Year's
games. I got Christmas. I got
for Christmas,
Christmas games to talk about. Lords of Vegas. I'm playing
Yeah.
Lords of
Oh,
Vegas.
anyway,
Nice.
Yeah.
so that's like a dice placement game, right? Am I thinking of the right one?
Yeah.
Yeah, area
Sort of,
control.
yeah.
Little pressure
Sort of
luck, area
area
control.
Yeah, pressure
Yeah.
luck.
And I'll have some stuff about Lords of Vegas in news.
Ooh, okay, I like that. Are you just in our games now?
Yep.
Okay, I have something else.
Yeah, so
Go ahead.
after Christmas, a bunch of us got together and played Twilight Imperium.
That was my something
Yeah.
else. I forgot. Yeah, you
Yeah.
would bring it up too, of course.
Yeah,
We
that was-
finally had our Twilight Imperium
We
day.
did. It was good.
It was
I didn't
great.
win, but I had fun playing.
And again, this is a thing, right? So I talked about recently / soon that I felt Great Wall overstayed its welcome a little bit, played a little long for the game it is.
Right.
Twilight Imperium we played in almost exactly 7 hours. Blew by for me.
Okay, Caleb
I
said
thought
6.
I thought it felt great.
would-
It depends on when he counts we start at. We started
Right. A lot
around
of
noon
setup
and
going
ended
on.
around 7.
And he
So-
said that was with like eating and
yeah,
you know,
and
things like
we
that.
2 or 3 people learning
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
well.
sure.
So
Had you never played?
I had played 3rd edition.
Okay.
What, once
Oh
or
yeah,
twice.
yeah. You played with me at least
Yeah.
once.
Which was funny too, because we had a new guy this time who thought the
Zeros?
zeros were zeros and not
So
tens.
you were
just-
there
yeah,
for
yeah,
that.
Yeah, that was great.
Now,
At
did-
least this was caught right away. Not like
Oh,
turns
okay.
later.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah.
Thank
Like,
God.
oh, 0. Like, no, that's a 10.
Most people have heard of Twilight Imperium, but it's basically, I call it Risk on Acid. It's
Yeah.
a giant political space risk.
It's
Axis
really
allies,
good.
It's fantastic.
I would like to
Yeah.
say that the people you're playing with can make a big difference on your
Yep,
experience with
and
that
we
one,
were
for
very
sure.
talkative about how we wanted people to behave in our game and stuff. Caleb and I were very vocal about that. The last thing I'll say is it had just a really, I thought, funny ending to where Jesse
You
won.
and him were trying to bluff each other. is what I
Yes,
heard.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Jesse won, but basically we
course
both
he won.
we were both 4 points away from the ending, and we both thought we could get 4 points in that turn, but it relied on us. So we wound up trading the cards that gave each other a victory point. Like I'll give you mine, you give me yours, because then we were just relying on who could beat their secret objectives and who couldn't, right?
Right.
And it was just this whole push your luck crazy thing, and it wound up that shortly after we picked that victory point, we knew we could both complete our secret quest anyway, and he was first in player order, so
Oh,
it was
so you
hopeless
got
at
it.
that point.
Right.
But like I was trying, I tried
Yeah.
so hard. If
Love
I
it.
had won, I did a space combat in the last round of the game. If I had won that space combat, I would have won. But I was going against Soul, who is it was land combat. I was going against Soul, who are the masters of land combat. So I
Right.
was like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And it didn't work
I mean,
out.
well, sometimes you just gotta roll the dice, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
it's a gamble,
Right. Well, and plus, like Caleb and I were both right there too. So if it had gone one more
Yeah,
turn,
exactly.
it would have came
And
down.
that's what
Caleb
they
would
said
have
it
won, but he
was-
made a mistake.
it
in
was
the
very
second last
competitive.
turn.
It was
like,
yes,
all
very
the way
competitive
across,
through.
right?
Yep. Except for poor Justin, who didn't do very well. He was worried about me, but I was like, I was only going for the spot that I tried to go for the first
Right.
time and failed, and then I went and took that back by force, and he thought I was coming into his
Yeah,
homeland.
Justin was brand new to the game,
Brand
brand
new to
new.
the game. Yeah.
And I don't even know how many games like that he's played
Oh,
too.
he played
like
War
he
Room
played
with
War
me.
Room.
Yeah.
I know.
So I mean, he likes
that's why he
those
was afraid of
games.
you.
But
yeah,
he
that's true.
just he wasn't fully, and we were trying to tell him over and over again, he just wasn't fully sure where his priorities should lie. And we
Yeah.
were like, no, don't focus on that. No, you're saying the wrong thing. Don't worry. Do this, you know. But I still think he enjoyed it overall. He did say he would rather play War Room, he thinks, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
That's fair. I played a Blank Slate. I played
Okay.
Telestrations After Dark
Nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, it was fun.
on New Year's,
Yeah.
and it was. I cannot repeat
Everything you hope.
anything.
Yeah.
But it was so funny.
Nice.
And I was playing with people that are a little timid about stuff
Sure,
sometimes.
yeah.
So it makes it even better because
Right,
you
'cause
try
they're,
to
like,
pick
blushing like crazy
the
for all those
filthiest
things.
thing to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
them
yeah.
say or
Uh-huh.
read or look at. But yeah, obviously you play with appropriate people.
Right.
Fantastic time.
Yeah.
It's just like everything for the beautiful thing about Telestrations is the After Dark version is hilarious and a ton of fun.
Sure.
But it can be
The standard
just
just
as
as fun.
funny to
Yes.
play
Yeah.
the standard edition.
Yeah.
It really can. Played Blank Slate. Played Code Names
Nice.
with some like people that aren't as like way into gaming as I am, but it's like, oh, we'll play Codenames. I'm like, yep, let's go.
Yeah.
Like setting it up. Like, you want to play a game? Those are basically my New Year's games. Codenames went really well. I haven't played it probably in like a year or two.
Okay.
And was just kind of reminded of, oh, it's a pretty fun game.
I love Codenames.
I want to play it again.
It's really,
I
you know.
I love word games in general.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. Yeah.
No, Codenames is really still very solid.
Yep.
Super good.
We have 4 games for New Year's. I went over to Spencer's, and we basically spent the entire day together and just played games because everyone else
was the most pitiful New Year's party ever.
Everyone else sucked.
Yeah.
Oh, football is
It was
so
literally
important.
just us.
So first, Pachacuna.
Hachakuna.
Is that how you say it? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
It's a new game by Triceratops.
Okay.
Which is a company that makes everything green. Like
What a thing to be known for.
carbon. Well, no,
They're
the
carbon neutral, basically.
Right.
Creaser is the parent company, and they're like the company in Sweden or Switzerland, wherever it is, that makes certain everything is carbon neutral.
Yep.
And so they're making games and
Prehistoric, hence their name.
Yes. Well, we'll get into that one as a later game. So Pachacuna is one where you are playing as a person who has a little trader. You're a trader with llamas going
Llama
through
trading.
Bolivia.
Yeah.
And you have hexes on the board, and hexes have valleys and mountains, and they're all different, and there are villages, and so you're going to move your llama as far as you can, but you have to stop. You can't cross over. So I'm doing a terrible job.
Yeah.
The white. There's two. It's a two.
I mean, they don't have to know how to play the whole game.
Right.
You could just.
Okay, well, it's a 2-player game. One person goes in the valleys and one person goes in the mountains. So you're trying to stop each other,
Right, and you're rotating
also
your pieces.
rotating the pieces, and trying to get all the different dyes or cloth or whatever it is they're trading.
So you haven't played it yet?
I haven't played mine.
I was gonna say if I was getting I said it when we were playing.
Cascadia?
Dang it! No, the
Yeah.
pirate ship game that I didn't
Libertaria.
like. No, that where you're just transporting
Black
the
Sails?
goods. Yeah, that was
Oh,
it.
yeah,
right,
yeah,
Black
yeah.
Sails. Was that what
Black
it was?
Sails?
No,
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
literally just picking up yellow
Yeah,
goods.
Black Fleet.
Black
Black
Fleet.
Fleet. That's
That's
what.
it.
I was getting feelings of that. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, Bob really likes this. It's obviously a bit simplified.
Sure.
It's
and there's no.
It's like an
neutral people
abstract
here.
game kind of thing, but it felt really good. Again, I like spatial games,
Sure.
so this was a nice little spatial rotate the pieces, get to your destination kind of game. Then
well
we
balanced.
played. Yeah, I agreed. Then we played Kapow, something he's talked about a lot, and I hadn't played yet. Kind of dice throny or something like that, right? I was getting kind
Yeah.
of Sentinels of the Multiverse vibes as
Yeah,
well.
definitely.
Asymmetrical abilities and stuff.
Yeah. So he picks a bad guy. I pick a good guy. We have a
okay.
giant shield, and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
and you're rolling your dice behind your shield and assigning them and lifting up, and you're punching each other and stuff like that. And the thing is, this came out evidently around the same time as Dice Forge.
Yeah.
And this game had the exact same system where you're popping off the faces of dice and putting them on, so you're upgrading your dice and getting more dice and getting this big pool, and you're just punching the crap out of each
And
other.
trying to defend.
And that's the
getting-
one
Yeah,
that
of
just
course.
recently had the
And they just
Kickstarter
recently
to
had a
expand
Kickstarter
it.
with expansion,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I kind of wish
Yep.
it back.
It was very fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
I liked it a
I'll have
lot.
to try that
I haven't
sometime.
played Dice Throne,
Right.
so this was my first time with that kind
I
of
like
thing.
the
Yeah, right?
dice are really better with hidden. Like everybody rolled at the same time, and then you go, haha, and I attack you. Like you guys
Yeah,
sign those
yeah.
kind. That would be more fun. I think.
Yeah, you have to guess
like
like.
There's a lot of things you could do to make Dice Throne more fun.
That's a fair point.
I don't know who Kapow is by.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
And then we finally, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. We played a 2-player game of Vindication.
Okay.
Oh, right. on.
I was surprised at how fast that game plays.
At
I
2 players,
I actually
yeah.
didn't like it. Like
Oh.
I could have ended the game in round 3. And I was like, and I purposely did. I think I might have even won. And I was like, this is boring. So I was like, no, I'm going to keep this going. And he wound up having to come back at the century. But
So that's your own fault.
It wasn't that far. It was pretty close.
But Vindication is by that game that the
Orange
company
Nebula.
Orange Nebula
Yeah.
that did Unsettled or Settled that I really want to play, and it's a game where it's a super abstracted game where you're moving cubes around and you're getting, it's super engine buildy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. Right. That's definitely the
is.
biggest thing I'll say about the way the board is designed, the art and everything. It's stunning. But most people know
you're
Vindication.
exploring. You're trying to improve your character. You have all the different stats, and you can combine stats.
It's got a
into
really
one.
neat, like, unique way of
Yeah.
like how your traits
Yeah,
join
there are
up.
3 primary
that's
stats,
cool.
but then the
You know.
3 secondary stats have to be combined from
Yeah.
the others.
That's cool.
Yeah, I
And-
really enjoyed that mechanic of it.
And then the
That's
last
cool.
one, not technically, you'll probably talk about the other one, but the last
yeah.
one, you've been wanting to play forever, right? So you can talk
Yeah.
about this guy. New Frontiers.
New Frontiers.
I was like, you can talk about it.
Yeah, I'm like, which one have been
Eventually.
forever?
You play the other one all
yes,
the time.
I do all the time. So New Frontiers is Tom Lemon at Rio Grande. He does Race for the Galaxy. So Race for the Galaxy World. And it is like Race for the Galaxy, the board game, but different.
Better in every way.
He loved it.
I loved it. It's the exact same idea, but done in such a more interesting way than just this card drafting thing. It's you actually have this player board, and you're selecting worlds and building them around this player board and activating it. It seriously is so similar to Race for the Galaxy, but he was like, "Oh, I figured out a way to clean this up."
Oh,
okay.
You know, I found the iconography easier, even though it's the exact same thing. I just felt like there was less of it thrown at me. Again, the thing with Race for the Galaxy is like, I'm gonna be a bit hyperbolic, right? But it's like, okay, here's 15 cards, brand new person to the game, now draft.
Yes. No,
What do they do?
Yeah.
You know, and in this game, it's like the biggest thing is you have to look at 7 planets at a time, but then you only pick one of them. And then next time you have to look at 7 planets, you take one of them.
You put it face down because you've explored it, but you haven't settled it.
Yeah, you haven't settled
it. So there's a
That's
separate
kinda
phase
like
where you
how I
settle it
settled.
and you swap it to the other side. But you have to have a colonist to do it, and you have to pay money. Money, not cards. Yeah,
Right.
It was pretty cool.
It seriously is very similar, but I felt like it blew it out of the water. I would never want to play Race for the Galaxy again. I felt like this game just did it so much cleaner,
Replaced
better.
it.
Yeah.
I still want to play both.
Sure.
Right.
It's like your favorite game. So sure.
So on New Year's, a little small get together, and we got to play Settlers of Catan in space.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Starfarers of
Yay.
Catan. In my opinion, the best one. It lasted a little long, but I was teaching 3 people how to
Sure.
play.
It's a long game,
but everybody seemed to enjoy it. We had a good time playing, and it was a good time.
That's good.
In space.
In
We
space.
technically have one last one. I don't know if you want to bring it up. I just wasn't going to bring it up
Darwin's
because we didn't
Choice?
finish it. Yeah.
Okay, so we did play Darwin's Choice. We didn't finish it because it became New Year, and we're like, okay, we're done.
Talk about a game that overstays its welcome.
Yeah.
It does overstay
That game is
welcome.
way too long for the childlike game
and,
that
playing
it is.
and
Year
it's
past.
fiddly, so it has the disadvantages of it. Overstays its welcome. It's fiddly bits. I think that part of the mechanic of where you only get 1 point if the thing dies is a little unfair, but it's also insanely fun. Because you're making the craziest creatures you can imagine, and oh no, now he has to get wings.
It was a game that I was talking to Spencer. I was laughing the whole time. I was like, "This is so much fun." I don't think I'd rate it very high. that's like what I was saying basically. Like, I don't know if I'd recommend it to anyone, but I had a great time.
Sure,
Right?
sure.
Well, and then after New Year's, we did have a Meeple meetup. Not a whole lot of people showed up. The weather got pretty bad, but we had 6 people eventually at one point in time. We did get to play Cascadia by Flat Out Games, 1 to 4 people. It's like a dual-layer puzzle. Everybody really seemed to enjoy that.
Yeah, that's a new hotness.
Yeah, it's a new hotness. It was a good time, though. Then I introduced them to Blank Slate. Not going to go into that too much.
Nice.
They enjoyed that. They wanted to play it a second time, but we moved on because there were a bunch of games we wanted to try to get to the table. There's Rick and Morty, the Rick Shank Redemption. So it's like a Rick and Morty deck building game.
gosh.
It's basically like DC, right? So it's cryptozoic. And it plays, I think, 1 to 4 people, maybe a few more. But you have a stack of villains, and you got like Ricks and whatnot.
So it is
you know,
DC deck builder,
It's
but-
basically DC deck builder, yep, but with Rick and Morty theme on there. Then they played Equinox while I went and got some food.
Oh, yeah.
But they seemed to enjoy that one.
I love Equinox.
quite a
Good
bit.
game.
Plan B games, 2 to 5 players. You're kind of like betting on cards and which race,
It
which
is a
animals are
Reiner
going to.
Knizia.
Yeah,
I don't know if we'll have time,
designer.
have a space for a snap, but we did review that recently. and I think
you
we
should
liked
check
it.
that out. Yeah. After that, we wanted to play a dice game, so luckily I had brought Dice Forge,
Nice.
and that was a new game for some people, and they really loved that. They loved popping the faces off.
Man,
swapping
Dice
out
Forge
the
is
faces.
good.
It's so good. It's a solid game. And then after that, the weather was getting real bad, so everybody kind of left.
Yeah.
My other Tim friend came over. We played a game of Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, by Stronghold Games, 1 to 4 people. And it's supposed to be faster, but it seems like it took longer to play than the normal Terraforming
I felt
Mars
like it was
did.
faster when I played it, but not like much faster.
Right. It's
I
still
will say,
a good hour and a half, 2 hours.
yeah, I will
least.
say, similar to the New Frontiers, I would never play normal Terraforming Mars over Ares Expedition.
really?
I think it did it better. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I hear a lot
I
of.
didn't like. I enjoy that one, but I think I would still play the other one. They're different enough.
I've never
in my
loved
opinion.
Terraforming Mars anyway, so
Okay.
this just was able to bump it up where I was like, oh, I'd play this again. you know?
I really like how you get the cards. You don't have to pay to keep the cards. That's my least favorite part of Terraforming Mars. Like, all these cards are all. I gotta pay for them all. I don't want to. Yeah. So that's my biggest gain on the new one.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
But yeah, that's what.
And
those are my games
then
played.
we all played Great Wall.
We
Today.
played
Great
Great
Wall.
Wall.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Awaken Realms' newest outing, I guess, that's filling on
Sure.
Kickstarter now.
Yeah.
Hated it at 5 players, liked it more at 4 players. I really think I'll love it at 3 players.
Yeah.
Probably.
very
But
well
we'll
made.
see.
We will see.
But it's really crunchy. There's a lot going on. 5 players, really, my only problem with it is how long it takes
to play.
every time. It is too long. Other than that, I really like a lot of the things that
in
it
the
does.
Game. Yep.
Well, it's just crazy when you play that game that you play those 4 cards, right? Like in a 4-player game, you play those 4 cards, and you think like that's going to be a round, but really each card is a round.
Yes.
And that, like, you don't understand that going in, and then you play it, and you're like, this is going to take a long time.
Yes.
Maybe we should just errata it where we're like, all right, 1 round gone.
It's just great. Each round is 4 rounds.
1 year
Yeah.
round.
With 4 players.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 players, we have heard
That's the sweet spot.
via forums and stuff that is the sweet spot. But there was 4 of us. We all wanted to review
Yeah.
it.
Next time we'll kick Spencer out. I'll probably have more fun.
It'll go faster anyways.
I got my own
Yeah,
copy.
yeah,
I can go play at home.
He's all over you tonight.
But yeah, so Great Wall. I mean, I think for the most part, we all agree on a lot of things about it, but we all kind of came down in different
Sure,
spots.
care
with-
about the things in different
Yeah,
aspects.
yeah. Because there were things that everything that was said that was like a nitpick, I didn't disagree with. It just didn't maybe bother
Didn't
me
affect you as much.
in
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
that it might have bothered somebody else.
Yep.
So whatever. Still, I think that Awaken Realms is, regardless of all the opinions, right? I still think they are just a dynamite game company and put out really well designed games.
I mean, if that's their worst game,
Great minis.
oh my gosh.
I like Great Wall more than Nemesis right now.
Well, you're kind of crazy.
But I think Nemesis also takes too long. That is my problem with Nemesis. Also takes too long.
I need to get eaten faster.
I've only ever had that happen once, but it definitely has the potential.
Sure.
For sure.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. I
But
think-
anyways.
is that finally all the games we played?
Golly.
Hey, man,
it's
that's 2
having
weeks.
to-
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
great.
gotta-
That's 2 weeks and 2 holidays.
great.
So we got to
Yeah.
go faster
yep.
through some of the other stuff.
Sure.
Do you guys have news?
I have a little bit of news.
Okay. So I've got some news also, but I'll let you go first.
Okay, my tiny little bit of news. Last rundown, I mentioned how Geekway of the West was going to be in January and the ticket sales were ending, but it got postponed. They didn't really say what the reasons and stuff were, but it's being postponed till February 11th through the 13th. So if you want to take your loved one on a little vacation to St. Louis and go to Geekway of the West, you can.
I would say the Geekway Mini might be the
better
experience
option?
that I would want out of a
Yeah.
Geekway now.
Yep.
It's just that time of year I can't.
But tickets are on sale until February 4th. And like I said, February 11th through 13th is going to be the weekend it's going to be held. So
All right.
that's it.
What you got? You got something?
Eventbrite to get those
Yeah,
tickets.
sure. So I've been wanting to talk about this for a while because when I heard about this, it kind of blew my mind. Steamforged Games has announced their next project. They're famous for video game adaptions and board games. Dark Souls, Horizon Zero Dawn, Resident Evil, Monster Hunter World is them. They're doing a lot of stuff like that, and they announced their next project is going back to Dark Souls again, but not for a board game this time. They're making an official Dark Souls tabletop RPG, and I cannot wait. Like, it has such potential for disappointment. And I
was
cannot
thinking,
wait.
so how many times do I have to die before I enjoy it?
I've been designing my own Dark Souls tabletop RPG forever because it has to be so different, and I'm worried that it's just gonna feel like a reskinned Dungeons and Dragons stuff. You know, it needs to be so different. The combat needs to feel like nothing you've ever had before. Like, anyway, I'm
I'd have
so
10
excited.
characters pre-rolled, like, okay, he's dead. Next character.
That's
all
not
right,
how
he's
it
dead.
works.
It's the same characters. He's dead. Put him back out.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, he's just smarter now.
Yeah. Right on. Okay, so like Asmodee has acquired the Exploding Kittens IP.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, they bought Exploding Kittens and now they're the ones distributing it. They're actually now they have basically the rights to make games using what, the oatmeal? Is that the
Oh, sure.
the people
artwork and stuff.
the artwork and stuff like that. So you're gonna see more games falling potentially, you know, with that
Right.
IP and stuff like that.
Sure.
Which is fine.
It's an enjoyable illustrator. Like, I like the illustrator for the
Yeah,
game.
no, Exploding Kittens is fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it deserves the hate. It only gets the hate because it was an insanely successful Kickstarter.
Right, which I think is the opposite, right? To where I don't think it deserves the hate, but I also don't think it deserves the love of like
praise.
everyone plays this game, and it's like there's so many games that do the exact
well, I don't think
same
anybody
thing.
Overly praises
praises it.
was just-
I think that it sold buku
well,
copies.
it did
because
before
it-
everybody played it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's fine. Anyways, Dice Tower has announced that Tom Vassell and Eric Sommer are ending the podcast only. They're every other week. Well, I guess it's technically a weekly podcast, but they go off.
Right.
Week
It's like
back
different
and forth.
hosts.
And so they're
right?
only counting the numbers only count for the ones
The
that
OG people.
that yeah that they do. So the two female hosts, their shows don't count towards the number. They're ending it at 750. Tom is just not into it anymore. So they're still producing videos on the channel. So this isn't like, oh, Dice Tower's dissolving or any of that stuff. It is just they want to do something different. Tom wants to. They're still because Eric is going to get his own podcast. It sounds like they've talked about. They're hinted about some stuff. So it sounds like he's going to get his own podcast where he's going to do some things that he wants to do, and then Vassal will still be on there doing some stuff he wants to do.
Right.
I mean,
I was going to say, I can see Tom looking at it as the company thing of, I could do this hour-and-a-half podcast or I can play another game.
Yeah,
Right?
it
And
could
like
be.
just as a business,
Could
that
be.
makes sense.
and the two female, I can't think of their names right now,
It's Suzanne.
and somebody
I
else.
can't think, I haven't listened to the podcast in so long.
They
Yeah, okay.
Their names
it's here. They will probably still have their own podcast. It just won't be the same as
Right.
the Dice Tower
Sure.
like weekly podcast. So, anyways, ignore all of any goofy stuff that is out there about like, oh, Dice Tower's in trouble. They're not. They're just realigning and doing something a little bit
sure.
different.
We
And
just did the same thing.
yeah.
It happens.
And I
It
get it,
wasn't
though,
because
right?
They did it. We did it because we wanted to.
I would say also keep it fresh, right? You're keeping
Yeah.
it fresh. You're doing whatever can help you stay passionate about the
And
hobby.
also, this is just the time of year to do that kind of stuff. Time just, okay, new year, switch up.
Yeah.
right?
So their last podcast officially will be like 750. Vassal did say they're keeping the thread alive so that they can do announcements. And if they ever did decide to bring it back, they will just pop back up. The last one I have, Lone Shark Games website.
Okay.
So Lone Shark Games has, unfortunately, because of the owner, has been in a little bit of trouble for not as sleazy abuse stuff, but just sort of abusing his power a little bit.
Okay.
But anyways, their website, because Lone Shark Games is responsible for the reprint of Lords of Vegas.
Ah.
So if you get on the Lone Shark Games website, because a little birdie told me to look at some stuff, you could buy the briefcase. Just the briefcase.
Okay.
With the insert. Just the briefcase and the insert for like $200.
Really?
You could buy the poker chips for $50.
Okay.
You could buy the upgraded player tokens. They were like $25 or so, whatever.
Okay.
You could get the playmat for however much. But they were having a sale around Christmas, so I may have bought some poker chips.
Nice.
And
They're nice.
And the one expansion I didn't have, which was the Underworld expansion.
Yep. Did you buy the briefcase?
No, no, $200
For a briefcase.
for
Yeah,
a
but it
briefcase.
says Lords of Vegas.
Whoa! But here's
Sharpie in
the
It has a
real.
light though, so when you open it up, the light comes on.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Are we good?
Yeah,
we
We
good.
good.
But the really interesting thing is coming in 2022 this year, there is going to be a new Lords of Vegas Kickstarter.
Oh, okay.
Don't know what it entails.
Okay.
Ideally, it would be an price accessible version
Right. Like a base
for
game.
everyone.
Yeah.
Or like the base game where you could just buy the regular version of the game. And then if you want to offer the people the deluxe version,
Sure.
for sure. Because you could basically get on there and piecemeal build
Right.
your
deluxe edition.
Right.
Right.
I just got a couple of things that I wanted. It was like half off. I spent like $30.
Wow, that's not bad.
No,
Nice.
Yeah.
because it was on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It-
yeah, paid a bit. But
New
okay.
Kickstarter is going to
No.
be called Lords of Vegas. Now good? Question mark?
Pump the brakes on that.
It's a great game. It is so much fun.
I still haven't played it,
Oh, it's
so
fantastic.
I have to reserve my opinion.
All right. But yeah, that's all I got for news.
Really quick, I have it written down, but Bob, last week or 2 weeks ago, you already mentioned Ian O'Toole Raw, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So one last thing then, Tim, you must have forgot to write this down because I feel like it's really unlikely you didn't see that Cthulhu Wars Duel has announced its first expansion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I figured you
Yeah,
did. So
I did forget that. Go
Cthulhu
for
Wars
it.
Duel Extinction is going to be another same thing, its own new map with two things.
Great old ones.
We got the Sleeper and Ithaqua the Windwalker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to be hitting warehouses late January. So, shipping out, a little after that. And other than that, there was part in the interview where Sandy Peterson basically said, obviously he was responding directly to our video where we talked about and reviewed Cthulhu Wars Duel, because he said he's heard some people talk about how they want, like, he said it's funny that Cthulhu Wars has come full circle now, because now people are saying, oh, can you add multiplayer to Cthulhu Wars Duel and maybe add a minis expansion we can get to upgrade the standees? And it's like, and his response was, I already made that game. And it's funny. I can't argue. I would like Cthulhu Wars Duel to be able to be played with like a 3 to 4 player kind of thing or something, but I can't argue. He's right. He made that game.
Well, and I will.
It's just $5 million.
We I'm not sure. I think we will be getting some stuff from Peterson Games soon. Because I reached out and was like, hey, if you got anything you want to review, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I try not to like demand anything, but I do like to ask every once in a while. Hey, we're here.
I will say I don't know anything about the Sleeper or the Windwalker and everything. I'm not into all that lore, but I loved Cthulhu Wars Duel. I thought it was a really good game.
Yeah,
it played great at 2. You know how it plays and everything. I had a really good time.
They do a lot of really good things with it. It's really interesting how they were able to bring it down, like change like a couple of mechanics, just tweak them just to make it like really work at 2 players.
And they said might be obvious, but everything's going to be interchangeable.
Everything
you can play the old characters on a new map. You can mix the characters together. All that.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's
perfect.
I mean, if you're into Miskatonic mythology, they really know their stuff.
Well, Sandy Peterson did write Call of Cthulhu, like the role-playing game.
Yeah.
No, I did that.
Oh yeah, I mean, Daniel Stafford Peterson.
Come at me, Sandy.
Oh boy.
Could just send one of his minions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's true. It won't be him.
I'm gonna walk up to some
He's not getting his hands dirty. But anyways, good point. Thank you.
Yep.
I did forget that. Okay, crowdfunding quickly.
Yep. I got nothing.
I have one that's
I didn't bring anything.
crowdfunding and news.
Nothing interested me.
It's probably the same one then.
Oh, The Beast.
Nope.
All right, so we've talked about The Beast quite a bit. They've announced
Probably the same thing though.
Probably the same thing though. Their pledge manager will be opening soon. So as soon as more of the details come out, it's going to be on BackerKit.
I guess I got one thing.
I'll come out with some more of those.
Is that
details.
the hidden movement game?
No, The Beast has the. Now you're gonna make me look it up.
Well, that's fine.
One person is going around, and everybody else is the villagers trying to hunt
fight
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some
It's
hidden movement.
movement.
Okay.
Yeah, hidden movement.
So back in September, there was a game that went to Kickstarter called Whet. But they released it right around Gen Con and a bunch of other stuff, and they're like,
a million things come out.
Bad time. Now, I don't know. Hopefully, it's going to be successful, but they've announced they're putting it back on Kickstarter because they weren't successful before they pulled it. So it's Whet is by Absurdist Productions. And
That's absurd.
I know. And it's a game where you've got a dinosaur that's sick, and you're trying to fix it. You have some dice, and you're trying to figure out. And every dinosaur has its own difficulty.
Yeah.
So what is it sick with?
Right.
And they also have their own different power of what they do.
Okay.
So you're trying to match up dice and fix your dinosaurs. I'm like, hey, it's dinosaurs. I like it.
Oh, I agree with Jeff Goldblum. This is a bad idea. The mommy and daddy T-Rex are coming and push us over the cliff. I don't like it.
You had the ability to do it. You didn't even question whether you should have done it.
So
Close enough.
Yeah. I know it was wrong, but so I just went
to
way well.
Kickstarter,
Chaos.
but I don't have a date yet.
Sure.
Cool.
For fans of Deck of Wonder, there is a print and play files that they've been sending out. I've got a code to one that I'm not going to use if somebody is interested, mostly because I
have the game coming.
I have the game coming,
Right.
and I have a prototype. The prototype is probably nicer than what I would print out, anyways.
Right.
And I'm lazy. I'll just wait for the game. But anyways, but that is a thing if you're following.
That's a good point. I probably have one too then. And we can do some giveaways with that if people are interested. Because, we both have the game coming.
Reach out to us on Discord.
There you go.
That is a good way to get
join our Discord.
Come to our
reach
Discord.
out. We'll see what we can do.
Because we recently just gave away a Machikora Legacy and a Harry Potter codenames.
And by the way,
too.
if you won those, let us know what you think when you get them played and stuff.
And congratulations.
Yeah, I was able to just hand Mike his Machikora Legacy. But then we shipped the other one off to like Boston area.
Nice.
So yeah,
Boston.
So hopefully, comment, let us know what's up. All right.
That's it.
That's it. All right. Our topics. Our topic is New Year's resolutions, board game related. So I just thought, I've got some New Year's resolutions for board games.
All right.
This is interesting
start
because
us off.
I don't. It's such a weird sentence to even have to say. I don't really like believe in resolutions and New Year's resolutions stuff
Well,
like that. It's just a weird idea to me.
I make no
Sure.
New Year's resolutions
but,
ever.
Well, the funny thing is because then I'll say, I guess I have like goals that I want to accomplish,
Yeah,
and
sure.
that's what it is.
Yeah, so these are goals.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But because of the time of year, resolutions
It's a different word.
is the preferred moniker.
Right.
But yes, call it what you will.
Sure.
I'll go first just to set the tone.
Okay.
Because I did get some funny looks. I felt like when I was like, this is what
Funny
the thing's
looks
going to
via
be.
text message.
Or lack of
Took a picture of my
response.
face and sent it.
So we have no research. We have no idea what to do.
Yeah, no. So my first one is I have this amazing app on my phone,
Oh.
BG Stats.
Oh my gosh.
And I use it
Never.
irregularly.
To say it nicely.
And it is fantastic, though. It gives you so much stuff. It allows you to link like your BGG account, like your collection with your thing. You can record all your stats. Every time you put it in, you can say, oh, the last time I played this game was in 2015, but I scored 35 points, and
Right.
Dan scored 150. That's weird. I didn't even know Dan in 2015. May or not be true.
I might have access to your account.
Yeah, fair enough. But the like the level that you can dig in to the
it's-
stats
sure.
and
Hey,
there's graphs.
You do
and
have to
there's-
put a couple extra dollars in it to really get into the stats,
Yes,
but
it-
even base, it's really
Yeah. But it was worth the $5 I spent or whatever it was. I don't
One
think it
time
was
fee,
10.
not a
I
monthly
thought
charge.
it was like 3, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it might have only been that.
$2.99.
It was a one-time fee. It's so worth it. So I usually start off every year pretty good about putting in my stuff.
He's a lot of stats in January, a couple in February.
Yeah,
and that's about it.
So my first goal resolution is to record all of my games into BG Stats
Hey,
this
Tim.
year.
Did you put that game we played earlier today in there yet?
I did already.
Yeah.
I did,
That's right.
I didn't yet because my internet wasn't working. But
and I did great. I did our Great Wall game last night. Like I made sure that was the first one.
I'll say this, Tim. I'm gonna. I didn't write that down, but that is genius. I'm gonna add that to mine as well
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I talk
good
all
idea.
the
Should be
time
doing it
about
better.
how much I want to get on that app. I will say, the last 2 weeks through this, I have done everything. I have marked everything down. I've put in. I even put in people's player colors that they were. I've been trying to keep track of
Oh, yeah.
everything.
And you can do that stuff in here,
Oh, look,
right?
Bob was yellow again.
Yeah, like the app will tell me.
What does
just
this
so you know,
mean?
Yellow has won this game every time, and we don't understand why. Like,
right. Yeah, but anyways,
I'm gonna add to that one. I don't have my collection fully in BGG yet.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
your
So I
collection
need to
isn't
do
as
that.
big as our collection.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
know,
as big.
and that's
But if
mine.
I try to go in, I know there's a way to rate games that you've played. That might take me a few years.
Oh, sure.
There's so many games that I
Yeah,
played
yeah.
since
So
I
you don't
was
have to
5.
rate
Yeah.
all the games you played unless you want to.
yes, you do.
I
So
only
I'm
I
gonna
only go on and
get
rate the
in it
games I
more.
care about or like feel strongly about.
I also
That
try
I
to,
don't.
on the same vein, I want to get better at, because this has been so annoying to me, I want to, when we review games on this channel, then immediately upgrade my rating on my personal
Oh yeah,
BGG.
now that I
yeah,
need to
yeah,
do
yeah.
more.
Yeah, I
That's
want to.
good,
I've done it a lot, but still not all the way there. I'm trying, so that's something.
No, yeah. See, I need to get my collection put into BGG, and then my goal is to, as I get new games in, I've saved a spot on my shelf that new games go in there until I've logged them,
nice.
and then I can put them up into my collection.
Nice.
That's smart. That's smart.
So-
I've probably got a
So-
good 95% of mine logged.
So
It's pretty
that's
easy.
so that goes into
for me.
another resolution or goal.
Work on your shelf of
Yes.
opportunity.
Yeah, I want to get at
Shame.
least half. I want to get at least half of it done
Okay.
before the end of the year.
I thought you were about to say half your games were unplayed. I was about to say you have a massive problem.
I'm not certain that half of his are unplayed. I think it's more.
No.
No.
He's got a lot of
okay,
games,
okay.
but it's not that many
No,
unplayed.
but I might have more. I own more
Probably have
unplayed
more unplayed games
games.
than I have.
Well, I was gonna say Dan,
Very possible.
but,
yeah, you think so? My collection's at like
but your
140.
your collection's
I think.
grown. Maybe I don't have that many
Yeah.
unplayed games.
Yeah,
I hope not.
I
But-
hope not.
But well, your collection's grown a lot since we've been doing the show.
And it's all in cardboard boxes. Yay.
But that's another one, right? Is I want to get a lot of these games played because then I am a collector. I do like to have the collection, but I also need to cultivate that collection, right? And sometimes you got to cull stuff out of there.
Yes.
And it's good opportunities to give other people games. I think there was a point in time where I was interested in trying to sell games, and sometimes I will still do that. But for the most part now, it's kind of like I just rather give it away for the show, or oh hey, one of you guys likes this game, I would just rather give it to you, so
down with that.
somebody can play it. Because for me, my focus and ideals of the hobby have kind of shifted a little bit, and it's more. altruistic, or try to be more altruistic with it. I'm not always perfect, but I'm trying to be more just like, hey, let's just get everybody in, right? Let's just get everybody
Group hug
in.
everybody. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not any
But mask
jerks.
up.
So hands up.
Oh man.
But yeah, so that's getting unplayed games played this year, half of them. I need to do what you did and like put them all in a section and then whittle that down. So maybe that.
Yeah,
is
you
something
realize
I'll
it's
do.
called Shelf of Shame and not random assortment all over the place of shame.
Listen, I organized all my games the way I wanted them, and it's like played it. Nope, played it. Nope,
it's
nope.
terrible.
Played it. Nope.
So
played it,
inefficient.
load it.
It is.
I guess we kind of all shared the first one, and then
Yeah,
you
sure.
just did a second one. So I guess I'll do a second one. This is actually I'll do this one. This is not board game related, but then becomes board game related. So. Catherine and I have been in the middle of trying to get our house upgraded to move house for about 6 months now. We are way behind. So part of the goal and everything is to sell and buy the new house we've been trying to get. But then at the same time, one of the big reasons for that is because I want to get my own game place, man. I want my own nice room with my games on shelves, with my nice table, and I want all this that I don't have. And
You don't
I've
have
never,
space for it.
I've
Yeah.
never had. Yeah, our house never.
Yeah.
Our current house doesn't even have space for it. Really, we'd have to take away one of our offices to. It would be, and even that would be rough. So getting a place where I can host is so important to me. And I also think it's kind of helpful because I'm the only person that doesn't drive. So not having to worry about getting me around is nice also. That's part of it. I also kind of accidentally, like Bob and I kind of live between the two outskirts as well. So our houses are a little nicer for that. I mean, no matter what, if any of us host Tim's the furthest, that's just fact, right? But like being a little more, like there's so much that would just benefit for me being able to host sometimes.
But ironically, I'm the furthest from everybody, but I'm the closest to here.
Right.
Which is why we film here.
We're all like a 5-minute drive, maybe 10-minute drive from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
mean, it's
even
really
our friend
more like
Caleb
a
and
20 or
Jesse,
30-minute
We
drive.
all live like
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
within
nobody's
biking
that
distance.
far away though. But,
But
yeah.
like right now, like I said earlier, all my games are in cardboard boxes mainly, except for like, okay, I need to dig out the ones we need to review, or I need to do this kind of stuff. And so just being able to finally unpack those, get them on nice shelves with a nice table, in a nice room. Man, like it's part of the things of a house we're looking at. Okay, does this have a nice game room? You know, like it's one of the big things for us because we've never had it.
Yeah, no,
So
prioritize
it's just big for
stuff
us.
you want.
Something you
It's
can
super
close, get the
important.
dogs out.
Yeah, exactly. And the pets are huge too.
Yeah, that is actually one of my New Year's resolutions. I keep having flood problems in my basement, and currently I have some really nice LVP. It's a vinyl plank, looks like hardwood floor that has been torn up. Cement has been dug a trench in the cement all around, filled with rocks, more cement on it. So I've got carpet missing. I've got my flooring missing. I tried to put the flooring back, and I just broke it, and I have given up. So my resolution is to get my game room back.
Right.
I want it back.
Taking
Yeah.
back the
And my
room.
wife is like, well, maybe we should just put a carpet in there. I'm like, it's my game room. It's my man cave.
Sure.
I don't want a carpet. So
Call it a study. It sounds more
this
sophisticated.
goes into the other half of my resolution, which sucks and I hate it, but I am probably going to have to end up paying for most of this myself with my
right.
fun money. So I may have to stop buying games for the year.
Jeez, you might not want to word it that way.
Yeah.
How much money do you need? The
Uh,
year?
Have you tried pricing any renovations?
Have
lately?
you
Okay.
considered, have you considered carpeting?
Let me just say the
Yeah, buy games and just
filling
play it
in-
on the cardboard boxes and lay them on the
Yay.
floor.
filling in that room was 5 digits. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Anytime you're doing
unfortunately, my
cement work and
resolution
stuff.
is I'm going to need to start relying on other people for the games that I want to play. And
Well, the
my
good thing is you're in the right place for that.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You are in a circle of friends that even without the show, Bob and I had like the alpha collections, right?
Yeah,
At least
absolutely.
around out of our
here.
groups,
Around
right?
here, yeah.
Around here. We know
These
people
parts.
with game collections even bigger than ours.
Yep.
Only reason I talk to them.
And we true. And we
That and car rides.
and we know, while we have some overlap, there's a lot of stuff that we do not overlap.
Yeah, we have a
on.
lot of diversification.
You know, so you were in a safe space. You
Yeah.
will be fine. You have access.
You will get to play
Yep,
games.
yep.
You have
But
access to more games than you could ever want.
But
Well,
it's like,
no. More games you ever play.
Oh, what's happening?
Yeah.
but it's like Paleo Vet's coming out. I'm like,
Yep.
do I want to like have the one game that I buy this year?
Yeah,
It's January.
yeah.
That's a rough one.
I peaked early.
Yeah, so it's
yeah.
gonna be rough.
So one of my other big ones, I want to get to more cons. Like I know the past couple years there's been very few cons because of
We're fixing that this
everything.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
this year, at least 3, if not 4 or 5 cons I want to get to. So
year. Well, we'll be at least 2.
yes, at least
altogether.
2 easy.
We'll be 2 guaranteed.
2
We're locked into
guaranteed.
2.
Yeah, we are locked
We're
into 2
locked into
already.
Origins and Gen Con.
Okay, yeah, cool. Well, in Geekway, I'm going to Geekway.
Okay, so you got 3
So I
already.
got 3 that I'm locked in. So
Ta-da.
hopefully
You
another
did
one
your
or 2.
goal. Congratulations.
guys-
I haven't
Know
done
the
it yet.
date. Move along.
I haven't done it yet.
I don't know the
Yes,
dates
really
yet,
do.
but
No.
we are locked in.
Okay.
We are
Awesome.
confirmed.
Does that count JuliaCon?
I count JuliaCon.
So at least 5 conventions that I want to go
Jeez.
to. It's my year. My year. of
Talk about
cons.
first world problems.
I know, right? But I do got, and I also got to have to save up for my next year big one too, which I guess it's kind of a New Year's resolution for this year because it's going to lead into next year. Because next year I want to get to Germany. I want to go to Essen.
Essen.
Oh,
want
man,
it to
that's a
happen.
good idea.
That's the
really
dream,
want it
man.
to happen.
My problem is I
wanna
want to
start
go to
saving for that.
Ireland for something
Else.
and yeah,
Yeah.
and it can't do both
Can't
in
do
the
both.
same year.
Yeah, it's tough with kids. I'm in a fortunate spot right now.
Yeah.
If I start saving, I'm hoping to do a bunch of Europe next
Yeah,
year.
and we got a Disney trip this year that we're doing. So
Oh,
Look at
yeah,
that.
we've been talking about doing a Disney trip
I mean,
too.
it's already taken care of. Like everything has already been accounted for that because it's in like 3 weeks or not 3 weeks, 3 months.
Okay.
But still, it's like
Yeah.
that's the thing this year. But yes, cons, man,
Cons.
that's super good.
Yep.
Something that's really important to me, and this is, I guess, really whatever. My goal, one of my major goals this year, and my passion, and it's because of you guys and you guys, like people here, people that watch us, continuing to grow the show.
Yeah.
We are growing at a really awesome rate, and it's very heartening. I can't wait till we hit like some weird bump and we like hit warp speed.
Snowball. Yeah.
But we still are very consistently growing. We have an awesome community. I want to continue to grow like our Discord
and
chat,
interact.
right? Because we have a lot of really great conversations going on in the Discord all the time. We have links to that in the videos. If that's,
Description.
I mean, you can get on there. We pitch show ideas. We even reached out and said, "Hey guys, we're thinking about changing the format. Do you guys have any opinions?" Unless somebody had like really glaring things like why it would be a terrible idea, I think we were going to do it anyways. But it was good to get a lot of feedback from everybody, right?
Yep.
And and we got a lot of positive feedback. I think everybody was just like, "Well, we don't want less shows, right?" And it's like, "Well, that's not the plan."
Right.
But everybody's super cool. I love the less than positive interactions on the YouTube channel. I don't care. Like,
You're always going to have that. If anything, that says you are growing at a pace
yeah.
to where
No,
you're...
and
yeah.
again, engage with us in conversation. I am happy to discuss why I'm wrong or why we screwed up a review because we played the game wrong or we got a rule wrong. That's fine. Let's talk about it.
We're secretly nice people.
Yeah. Mostly.
But no, the engagement with the community and the group and just the fellowship I have with the guys here is like, I need to keep that growing because that does a lot for me personally. I get a lot out of it. I'm a leech energy vampire, right?
Yeah.
Just feeding off all you guys. No, but it's great energy. I love it. I am committed to keeping this growing and becoming more.
I'm gonna jump on that because mine is very similar, but I'm gonna take it in a specific different direction. So
Okay.
you went social with
Yeah.
yours on the show. My next one is work on new shows. Is what I called it.
Oh,
So we have a lot of ideas that are our only thing holding us back right now. I mean, there's some budgetary stuff, but the main thing holding
a lot
us
of
back
time.
is time.
And I think
have so
Dan's
many
idea might have
ideas.
fixed this.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm going to get not specific, but I'm going to go over some quick ideas that we have here. And if we need to edit around them, Tim will let us know and we'll edit around them. And I'm just going to talk for a second.
Yeah,
so
go for it.
we want to do something where we have a game in a courtroom setting to where one person has to be the game's defendant and one person has to be the game's prosecutor. And they are trying to convince the judge of whether or not the game is guilty of the crime being held against it. And we think that's
sucks.
And we think that's very interesting.
But we want to take the production value of this
Exactly.
to a we have had many
specific,
conversations.
This
and
is
we have,
a
vision.
year and a half old idea.
and we really have been cultivating this idea because we want it when we put it out there. We want it to be perfect.
Exactly.
And because we think it can be great. We think it will be a lot of fun to do. And I think it would be a lot of fun for people to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, no, I agree 100%.
This next one is honestly almost the exact same thing. So this is another reason why it's taking a long time to get this together, because Tim one day came up with a thing that he had called Love It or Hate It, I think at the time. But it was honestly the same basic idea, but on a smaller, shorter video schedule, system or whatever you want to call it, to where it's kind of, we got the idea because of that's how our old reviews used to work. We used to have a review of 3 people, and one of the person hadn't played the game. And so the other 2 people would talk about the game, and the third person would just say what he thought about what they talked about. And Tim was like, well, how about we make that a show called Love It or Hate It? That was just the first name he said, right?
Yeah.
But where one person's never played the game, and one person is a hardcore defender of the game, one person's a hardcore detractor of the game, and they describe everything they like and dislike of the game, and the third person just says which side he sides with. That was the initial idea, which kind of turned into the first idea. Again, super similar. I'd honestly be okay with both, just because I think the first one is going to be a bit longer. And
Well,
a bit more
the first one
involved.
has a lot more production value.
Yeah,
The second one
exactly.
could just be 3
It's
people.
just 3
sitting
people at
here.
a table.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
One thing that I had been wanting to do, I had an idea, was take 3 worker placement games, 3 verses, I don't know what to call it, right? 3 worker placement games, just compare them in every way possible. Which one is the best out of these 3 games in your opinion, right? Just take a genre, something like that, a gameplay mechanic, 3 drafting games.
And you rank. I would say you even rank them, right? Like 1, 2, 3.
Sure, yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, but like finding out which one's the best between these just random games.
It's similar to like what we did with the art, where we were like, everybody bring art. Like,
Sure,
like
but like way more focused.
Yeah. No, but streamlined, right? That was an experiment, but along those lines, kind of thing, where it's.
And then the last one you guys already know about. We need to get board game roulette going.
Back up. Yeah, we got to finish the last season, start the new season.
Yeah, we got to finish our smartphone. We got to play smartphone.
Yeah, Dan.
There's a 3-way tie for who could be the winner. I believe it is me, Bob, and
I think I'm in there.
You might be. It might be you.
I don't remember losing the last
'cause
one.
Spencer's
might
not in
have
it. It's
thrown
Jeff.
it.
No, it's not Jeff. It's not Jeff. So the winner of smartphone basically will win.
I can't remember.
the
I
first
might,
season
because
Board
of the
Game
last
Roulette.
loss, I might be out of this one. It might be just you two, but regardless, yeah, we need to finish that. But that's all the specifics.
Yeah, it's great.
I want to get more shows, man. That is the passion of mine. I want to get talking about more things in different ways, and I want to get especially Tim and I'd be very interested in you guys, but especially Tim and I really want to get that acting itch out. That's
I would love to.
that's one of the things about the court one where we can kind of get in
Play a
character.
role.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We've had many discussions in character.
Yeah, yeah, and
But
so,
yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah.
Nope, it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
I got a couple more. It can be short. One of them, I've half recorded a video. I want to finish it.
Well, we could just
You
say
guys know what
it
this is.
It doesn't
Nemesis
matter.
playthrough.
How to play.
or,
A
how to play.
tutorial.
Nemesis tutorial, how to play. And I've got all the audio, and I just need to actually, sit down and get the video part done.
Have
Finish
you
the
recorded
thing.
all of the audio?
The
They
audio
recorded
bit.
all the audio, but
Okay.
it was just they did it all in one day off of the script and everything. So we don't know how it's going to flow, if it needs
yeah,
cleaned
no,
up a
no,
bit. We don't know
sure,
any of that
yeah,
yet.
So
Right on.
finish that would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
I should send you guys a link. There was a Great Wall tutorial that I watched.
Oh, sure.
And it was a fantastic tutorial.
Nice.
It was really long, but it was fantastic.
Were they playing well?
Yeah. And then you have to watch them think about
Yeah.
it. No, it was just the
Tutorial's
way they
really
did
long.
it was very good. It was very thorough and very direct. So I'm hoping that the Nemesis one will be
I'm hoping so too.
perfect. Like that.
and
No,
then-
you were capable of creating that.
I should have listed that in the shows that we want to bring out.
Yeah,
we want
yeah.
to do how to play. We
We
want to do
really
a lot
want to
of
do how to
plays.
play, right? But we
Yeah.
want to do them in a scripted manner.
Yeah.
And in a way that doesn't feel like anyone else. We want it to feel like our videos, and that's hard to find.
Yeah,
a
we want to put our stamp
middle
on it,
ground
right?
there. Yeah.
The only other one is I have 5, 6 ideas for games floating around in my
Oh,
head,
yeah?
Oh, of
and I know
course.
you guys do too.
Oh, well, yeah.
how did I
when
forget
we,
to write
I want to
that?
get
when
one
we
of
get
them.
back around to mine, I will talk about.
Yeah, I
want to
get one of them at least.
Yeah, sure.
Laid out
Sure.
into some sort of playable
I
thing.
cannot
within
believe
the
I
next
forgot to
year.
write that down.
Oh, I remembered.
Yeah.
How did you not forget?
Yeah.
Come on.
I did not forget that.
Bobby, you got any more?
not
Yeah,
forget
it's.
that.
I mean, it's almost along the lines of the convention one, but our Meeple events. I want to.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that because I've kind of just grabbed that ball and I'm starting to run with it and just trying to just schedule and plan them. And I want to stay on top of that. I want to keep getting people together to play games because that's great. That's
Bob.
what it's about.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're doing a really good job with the meeple thing.
You actually
I'm,
are. Yeah.
I'm trying.
I'm happy.
Even though I'm old manning with some of the Facebook events, and like we were like, I can't see any of the stuff on there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I done? But yeah.
And then he asked the other old man, "Hey,
Yeah,
can you see
can
this?
you see my stuff on there? No.
Huh?
How about now?
Tim, you're holding your phone backwards. Oh.
Yeah, I feel like such a boomer sometimes, and I'm not a boomer. I swear I'm not that old. But yeah.
Right. We're Gen Xers. Is
Yeah,
our
we
problem.
should be able to figure that out, But yeah,
Oh, right.
They keep changing things, these fandangled updates. I don't know.
Oh, it's broken.
Yeah.
Are you a millennial? Or are you younger than that?
millennial,
Okay.
Yeah. So my last one, it goes along with what Spencer was saying. So Dan and I have like basically 2 games that we have worked on in various levels, and one I've had way more involvement with than the other, but still, I got a dirty paw in that pie, right? And so my other goal, and this is not Dan, this is me, is to make time so that we can work, because I've never asked Dan to, hey, can we work on that prototype? And Dan goes, no.
Sure. I'm very lucky in life that while it's not a great schedule, like it's okay, but it is set.
Yeah.
And that's very nice. So people can always know. That's why I always laugh when Pete gets annoyed that I don't respond to his Dead by Daylight stuff. I'm like, Pete, you ask me every Saturday if I can play. Pete, I can't play any Saturday. So
Every single Saturday.
Just go ahead and mark me down on all the calendars.
But my goal is this year for Dan and I to have one of those games in playable prototype form.
Oh, man, that'd be so
You know
nice.
what I'm saying?
Nice.
Obviously
Yeah.
not finished.
Of course.
Because we've got especially one of the games is going to take a lot of work
Right, one
and
is
a lot
way
of
easier than the
a lot
other
of
one.
development. But I do feel like we could get that to the table in a year in a form where our friends can start breaking it. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
And
'Cause that's
beating
what
the
we do.
heck
We
out
break
of it.
each other's things.
Yeah, and but to really move along with that development, because not only do we kind of have that acting itch sometimes, but we all kind of have that creative itch, right? Where we want to do stuff, right? Yeah, I mean Spencer's a writer, so so yes, we have that creative itch. We want to do some stuff like that, and so yes, we are committing to working on it more.
On camera now, he
That
has
is a
to
great
do
one.
it.
And so anyways, because Dan, honestly, full disclosure, Dan had some fantastic ideas, and then I kind of came in, I was like, oh yeah, and then started kind of spitting some stuff, and luckily Dan liked what we were talking about, and so then it
It's morphed.
it is morphed, right? Some things work around like we want a game that does this, and some of it is like Dan had come up with a couple of mechanics for both games, and I'm like, that is freaking brilliant. And then and it's not like stuff we've seen in other games. I mean, it's like tangentially close,
sure.
right? But just going, and then getting really excited about it, and then start going, well, this could be this and this, and then all these ideas are kind of working well together.
Just that feeling of when we just opened up a couple games, set up random board game pieces
And
from
started
different
making
games, and started playing
And making stuff happen.
and that feeling of like, this is working.
Like, this
you
could
know?
be a thing.
Like, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
It was pretty
man.
exciting.
Like, yeah.
It's
So
pretty
are you saying
exciting.
you're going to have board game the board game?
Board game, the board game. Board game rundown, the board game. How to not kill Spencer.
Yeah.
Stop Dan from just being a jerk. Get Bob to take his turn. And
That's a Spencer thing.
Well, it is also, but then because Bob's not taking his turn because he's buying magic cards at the counter. So you've got to block. So what you have to do is you have to take your Jeff token and play it at the counter so that there's not an available space for Bob to take his
my
turn.
stuff. Yeah.
Because Bob is always compelled to take a certain action. So everybody's compelled to take like their own action.
Right.
So if Bob can't go buy magic cards, then he's going to run to the bathroom. And so
Hopefully.
Yeah. Check my hair. Out myself a little bit.
At the risk of this one getting edited out, I've always wanted to make Spaceballs the board game, which is about you selling Spaceballs the board game.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. The search for
I
more
remember
money.
you talking about that. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
I just have one more.
yeah, go for it.
Anything?
Close
No,
it out.
Bob?
Close it
Yeah.
out.
Hey, guys, I purposely waited to this to the end because it's
And that was great.
it's kind of what we talked about in general, right? But we need to improve our show in every way possible.
Yep.
Right. Let's.
I mean, we've got better lighting. We've got
I'm
a
out.
better
exactly.
table.
Well, that's part of
We will get a better host.
but yeah, just us getting better at what we do, better at how we do research, better at how we talk about things.
Taking my notes
cleaning up
before the show.
like our editor just showed us an updated version of a logo that's going to be coming eventually and stuff, and working on how can we like what can we throw in our videos picture-wise or stuff, or how can we maybe get more cuts in to make things more interesting? How do we do this? And
these are conversations we are always having.
It's insane. The amount of conversations like, what if we tried this? Like the amount of sentences that start with that,
and too many times we don't follow through.
Right,
we got to do that.
It's mainly time, right?
It's time. It's a lot of it is time because it's like, well, we just got to sit down.
But
and film
obviously,
some
that's the cop-out answer. But it's the obvious one. I saved it for last. We're just trying to improve everything. List an aspect of the show. It's not perfect, and we know that, and we want to improve.
We want
Except
it,
my hair.
We want it to be better.
That is L'Oreal hair, man.
I mean, I'd recommend it to people. I'll give it a 7.5.
I'll take it.
You know what though? I like my hair. I get mine a 9,
1 out
right?
of 10
because
would not recommend.
because it is low maintenance.
That's true.
Low maintenance.
0 time, right?
That's right,
so like
yeah.
the playtime on this is
No
way
analysis
low.
paralysis.
He gets more games
Way
than I
low.
like trying to have shampoo and conditioner.
I get
He's like body wash out.
bar soap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
wow.
time I shave, my
Strong
kid has to
recommend.
come and rub. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It feels nice.
Yeah.
You know,
That's it,
I let my
guys.
kids cut my hair sometimes.
Let's go into
What are they gonna
20.
do?
What are they gonna do, man?
Let's go into 2022. Bigger and better than ever.
Yeah. How about a New Year's resolution for everybody out there? Is no gatekeepers. Let's let's have everybody be
yeah.
nice, be kind to each other.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's free.
That is free. Just be nice.
Be nice, please.
All it costs
All
is
right,
your
guys.
morals.
Guess that's it.
Yeah.
So
list some of your stuff down below.
yeah, comment below. Let us know what you're thinking. What are some resolutions you'd like?
Yeah.
What are some improvements?
That you like to see in the show.
Comments on our resolutions. Also, be sure to check out all of our sister channels. There's Magic the Gathering channel. There's a miniatures rundown. There's Pokemon rundown. See our friends at the Board Game Mechanics. They're pretty okay. Jason and Katie have a weekly podcast that I enjoy listening to. They dig on Dan a lot, so it's pretty
that's
fun.
fun. Yeah.
And then Jason does a ton of reviews on their YouTube channel. They are prolific.
Yeah.
And even if you don't agree with Jason, they are really pleasant to engage with. So anyways,
Are they paying you?
not yet.
Not yet.
Working on it. Working on it. But anyways, so for the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
I've been Bob.
I've been Dan.
Happy New Year.
It's your turn.
2022, bring back Candyland. Am I right, guys?
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.